Let's stroll across the floor.
Hey everybody, it's John Murphy, and this is another edition of the Make 100 Healthy Show podcast. I'm very honored to have my guest with me on today's show, Evan Fischer.
Thank you, John.
Evan,
Thank you.
It's so good to be here.
It's great to be with you.
And Evan is part of our new series called 75 Extraordinary People Over 75.
I'm over 75?
You qualify.
Oh my gosh.
And from what I know of you, you certainly qualify for the extraordinary part as well. Talk to me about your history and tell the folks at home a little bit about your musical background. I'll let you talk about
Well,
it.
History, what? Let's just start out born in Ohio.
Okay.
Cleveland, in probably a little lower than middle class
Okay.
area. And fortunately, I had a dad who believed in hard work. He had started out leaving home at age 15, and he had gotten his own gasoline station. He owned his own business, and he taught me that you had to work hard and you had to be fair and honest and do a good job. And
That was good qualities, good values,
I think-
good upbringing.
I think that was my little basis. of
Okay,
my
that's a
start.
good foundation to have, right?
So I think so.
Good. Okay.
So we left Cleveland. Dad wanted to go to California.
Okay.
He went to Los Angeles, and I went to Hollywood High School.
Wow. Cool.
Yeah, it was kind of different than the high school I went to in Ohio.
I would say so.
And while there, I met a lot of people you might know names that. Right now,
Well, do tell. Name drop, Evan. Let's hear some people.
I guess my closest friend at Hollywood High was a fellow by the name of Bruce Bellin.
Okay.
And if you are my age or a little younger, my age is 80, if you're a little 75 and 80, you will remember a group by the name of the Four Preps.
I've heard of the Four Preps.
Four Preps' biggest record was 26 miles.
Okay.
26 miles across the sea, Santa Catalina is waiting for me. And Santa Catalina loved that, and that became their theme of
Okay.
Catalina. I started with Bruce and a couple other guys, and at Hollywood High School, we worked around town a little bit, and about sort of at the time that the preps were starting to do something, I decided I'm going in the Navy.
You joined the Navy just when your group was starting to do some. Now that was that when?
Hello?
What year was that? What year?
That was probably about, let me think, oh gosh, about 56, 1956.
1956. Come on, this is 75 people over 75,
Yeah.
not 175.
That's right.
So you went to the Navy, and then what happened when you came back?
Went into the Navy, came back from the Navy, and I had an aunt who had a friend who was with the electrical business, and he got me into the apprenticeship program.
Okay, as an electrician.
As an electrician, I graduated from that. I was an electrician for about a year, and one day, a fellow by the name, people may remember this name too, by the name of Lincoln Mayorga.
Lincoln Mayorga.
Lincoln was a child prodigy piano player.
Okay.
And had been working with the Four Preps for a
Okay.
long time as their accompanist. So
Okay.
he was now kind of helping out the Diamonds, as it were, kind of getting ready for a tour.
Okay.
And one day he called and he said, look, one of the guys is not happy, actually two. And he's leaving the tenor, and I thought about you, and would you like to audition? And I thought, let's see, electrician, semi-famous entertainer.
And let me interject here.
Yeah.
The group that Evan is talking about is the Diamonds. The Diamonds are renowned for having a bunch of hits, including one of my father's favorite, The Stroll, and Little Darling.
Little Darling.
And you sang on both of those, didn't
I
you?
did,
So
and-
tell me about those years.
The Diamonds with Little Darling.
Got into the group. We were with Mercury Records
Big back then,
at
right?
the time, yeah. And we recorded a lot of songs that maybe people don't know. This is interesting. And I'd like to talk about this a little. All of our songs were previously recorded, including Little Darling, by black groups.
Okay, so
but at this time,
rhythm music,
exactly, doo-wop into rock and roll.
blues.
But at this time, there were black radio stations and white radio stations.
Wow, can you imagine that?
And neither the twain shall meet. So this guy,
Elvis Presley.
exactly.
Right.
So this man, our A&R man, artist and repertoire, said, look, here's a hit on the black radio stations, but nobody knows it over here. So then we recorded.
Pretty good
Little
stuff.
Darling, Silhouettes, Why Do Fools Fall in Love.
Right.
So, and so, fortunately, later years, everything merged and everything got played. But anyway, that's how that happened. And so I guess we had a string of hits that were already, in a sense, hits.
You repurposed the hits.
Exactly. So, years and years, we went along and we did records, and then our record business started kind of going down.
Now, which is then the 60s now?
This was in probably the late 60s.
Late 60s. So
Not
you had
a lot of hits.
So you had a good decade or at least of a run.
We had good runs, but we were still doing nightclubs and concerts and whatever. So we were traveling all over the country.
Now, how was that?
Well, I guess I'd like to say, oh my gosh, that was the best thing that ever happened. It was wonderful in a sense, but not easy when you weren't like now a gigantic star and you hopped on your own mobile RV.
It was not easy road living.
We were in a, what they call at the time, not an RV, they call a station wagon. We had a station wagon and the four of us, and the back went down. We had a special mattress, and two of us would be up in the front driving, and two would be sleeping, hopefully.
So this is a little snapshot into what it was like to be a rock star or
That's right.
a pop star back in the 50s and 60s. It wasn't all glamour, but there was something about the music back then, the innocence, the power, the beauty of it. And how do you equate the music scene today to back then?
John, I don't want to sound like this old person. Oh, when I was a young boy.
Back in the day.
Exactly. But and I imagine if I was 20, 25, 30, 18, whatever, I would love this music. But I think that it's in a lot of instances, it's not nice.
Well, that's a good word. Things are not nice today.
Not
very
nice.
Provocative. And
Yeah, a little sometimes on the trashy side. And being my age, I don't like that.
Well, and by the way, and I'll say this, right? One of the reasons I'm doing this series, I have a lot of respect for my elders. I'm the oldest of five, and I always was looking for a bigger brother. And so I've always been attracted to older guys that 10, 15 years older than me that could teach me, about life and about elegance and grace. And you're one of those guys. Now, after you left the Diamonds, you went into the comedy business, and you ran a comedy club for your brother, right?
Well, here I was about to say I have a younger brother, not too much, about 8 years, Bob. And I could spend a half an hour talking about Bob. What a great guy, what a great businessman. But yes, he and two other fellows had purchased a comedy club in Pasadena, California, called the Ice House.
Okay.
Which had been there quite a few years as a folk club, and then folk started going out, and it was turned into this comedy club. My brother, two of his friends bought it. They later got out of the comedy club business, and Bob has now had the Ice House, Pasadena, for 36 years. 36 years.
Wow.
And
that's a good run. You managed it for a while.
I managed the club for about 19 years.
Wow.
And so we had Robin Williams, Tim Allen, Jonathan Winters was there. I could go through if I could remember all of
the top
names.
comedians went through the Ice House.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So now you were in Prescott, Arizona, and the purpose of our segment is not only to reminisce and talk about all the great times and the great history you had, but we're talking about today.
Yeah.
And today you're 80, you're vibrant, you have obviously very
81
active,
in 10 days.
81 in 10 days. Let me be the first to say happy birthday.
Thank you. Yeah.
And so let's talk about the genesis from then to now, and how have you, and what advice could you give to anybody that is younger that, wants to still feel good at 80, 81? You feel good, right?
I feel great.
Now, what do you attribute that to? That's really the core.
I don't want this to sound hokey in any way. I have just, I retired, so I don't have a job. But I volunteer
Good man.
at 2 places here
Okay.
during the week. I play ping pong, which is very important to me now, ping pong.
Now, I got to tell you, I think I met Evan at a party, but ping pong, the first thing he says, you want to play ping pong? And then he said something about bringing my money. I don't know. But,
No, wait a minute.
But wait a minute.
I'm innocent.
You resemble everyone.
We have, it's not just ping, and it's not easy ping pong.
No.
We really play hard, but it's fun. We're kidding, we're talking about different things that stretches out this a little bit, that keeps your brain working. Ping pong keeps your physical attributes going, your speed, your movement,
You're social,
exactly.
mental.
Yeah, and also at the where I volunteer, people come in, you talk to people.
What do you do? Where do you volunteer?
I volunteer at the Habitat for Humanity thrift store,
Nice. Okay.
and I volunteer at the Humane Society thrift
Well,
store.
that's beautiful, right up the road.
So
That's-
it keeps me busy. I do things. I work on electronic gizmos.
Back to
Make
your
sure they
electronics
work.
days.
Back to my electronics days.
A
And
little ROI on your electronic career.
I try, and I make sure they work before we put them out. I price things, and like I say, it keeps your mind going. It keeps you active. So what I was trying to get at was, I try to keep the physical part of me working, and the mental part of me working.
And that's what really attracted me to ask you to be on the segment, because somebody who's 80, 81 years old doesn't necessarily qualify to be on the show, because it's about being a certain age and being alive and still being vibrant.
Yeah.
And I hope you take it as a compliment that I asked you to be on the show, because you are that guy. And Make 100 Healthy, what I formed this for was to really give people hope that they can live to 100 years or more and be vibrant and healthy and engaged. We just did a segment on a lady who's 105 years old. She still drives
Wow.
in England. So
Wonderful.
we're trying to give you hope through proof that Evan's a regular guy. He had big success and has a career, but his perspective, I think, has remained throughout your life. You seem like you're pretty level, and
I think we could go back to Daddy, who
So-
said, you keep working, you keep straight, you treat people right, and keep your eyes focused ahead.
so what are you looking forward to now? You want to continue doing what you're doing?
Looking forward to dinner.
And that's the way to live, to enjoy and look forward to today.
No.
So,
I'm looking forward to actually keeping up with her. I didn't mention I also try to work out a couple times a week.
I've seen you at the gym. You're pretty strong.
I'm trying, I try to keep that, but I'm looking forward to keeping on doing what I'm doing.
Enjoying the ride.
And I would like to volunteer one more place. I would like to and I'm looking for something else to volunteer.
Okay.
To keep going. I just keep doing the things I'm doing. My wife and I, we travel a bit. We go back to Los Angeles. She's got a little grandbaby that's about 3, almost 4, I guess now. So that's her only. So that's a pretty big thing.
That's
We
a
go to
pretty
Los
good
Angeles.
thing. That's good.
We went to last night, or yesterday, I should say, or the day before. We traveled to Tucson to see Beautiful, the life story of Evan,
Carol King.
Carol King. And it was wonderful.
I'm an old DJ, so I needed to know that too.
It was a great play.
Excellent.
So we do things, we try to keep going, and like I say, use the body and use the brain.
So there you have it. Evan Fischer from Prescott, Arizona, in his backyard, this beautiful area. And thank you for being a guest on the Make 100 Healthy Show podcast. Thank you for sharing your history. Check out some of these songs. If you don't know them, these were big, big hits. And the Stroll is one of the best ones for weddings and parties. And so, Evan, I look forward to having this conversation when you make 100 healthy.
Me too.
I know you
Thanks,
do too.
John.
Thanks a lot. This is Johnny saying nothing but thanks. We'll talk to you soon.
Pretty darling,